Hola, bienvenidos de regreso a Stories. Vamos a continuar donde lo dejamos. Al final teníamos una nueva compañera que es la ex novia y perdimos al conejo. Vamos a ver qué depara el futuro.
Renato picked himself off the deck. They were alive. "We have to get to my private ship," she said. "Do you trust me?" "I guess I must," he said. "You go on ahead. Clear the path," she said. "I can't kill my own soldiers." He wanted to say that he didn't trust her, but he had no idea what he was getting into. But he had no choice, did he? He was following his heart. That's what it means to be a hero. You had to follow your heart.
Claro que sí. Ahora recordamos que tenemos un dash. Entonces, sí estamos básicamente atascados con la gata. Y tenemos que buscar a ver qué podemos sacar. Vamos al altar a ver. Tiempo. Valentía siempre puedes perder un contra exitoso. El ataque de ahora causa daños.
Every day he was getting better and better.
Tengo otro punto. Uy. Está bien, contraataque está bien. El contraataque ahora va a hacer daño. Así que podemos ir por acá. Espero que... sí, un cofre. Perfecto, más material para hacerlas. No hemos hecho ninguna espada elemental. Con eso desbloqueamos las puertas. Ellos. Que ya me agarraron. ¿A dónde? Bueno. De control sí, está bien. Tengo que ver mejor lo de mis contraataques porque me emocioné y me metí entre todos. Esto ya lo agarramos. Y vamos a intentarlo otra vez. Un poco de dash. Para no vernos acorralados contra todos. ¡Ay! Ven acá. Un poco mejor. Que sí me reventaron, pero ahí va. Toma un poco oxidado.
It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
Sí, claro que sí. Y aquí nos recuperamos, perfecto. ¿Qué más hay? Lo de materiales que me hacen falta. Bien, y sigamos. Más materiales, perfecto. Vamos a ver, cajas. Que no hay de otra, necesitamos fabricar esas nuevas espadas porque si no nunca vamos a entrar a esas puertas. Es todo. Aquí también. Quedan dos. Oh, demonios. Estoy muriendo mucho, tengo que tener más cuidado. Creo que mucho también. Oh. Ah, demonios.
Bernardo was remembering all his old tricks, and some new ones. Now, he really ought to ask for a raise.
Tengo que acostumbrarme a usar un poco del poder. Si no... Ay, en serio. Cuidado. Ahí está. Un poco de vida, por favor.
Now it felt a little better.
Ni que lo digas. Oh, bien, bien, perfecto. Demasiado.
For a moment, I wished that somebody had been watching.
Creo que sí, espero que sí.
They paused to catch their breath. It was strange to be so close to her. What are you thinking? He asked. I'm trying very hard not to think. Me too, he said. Up ahead, he could see the thin silver of Zenobia's personal ship. It looked fast. They would leave all this behind.
Subir por el cofre. Un poco de vida. Perfecto. Muy quieto. Y vamos a subirnos al barco. Vamos. Perfecto. Que a veces no da tiempo de hacer el dash porque como que se queda ahí medio pillado cuando te van a atacar y vas a hacer contraataque, pero el dash
This
no lo
would be the
pela.
perfect place for a tic-tac-toe board.
Ok. Ay, qué bien. Deja de molestar. ¿Qué? ¿No recuperan la vida? Ok, ¿quién necesita? Así, pero...
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles? Renato felt like that.
Que me lo comí todo. Círculo, pues sí, voy dando círculos. Oh, genial. Buen miniboss. O sea, escudo volcán azteca se agarra y lanza otros soldados y será tumbado. ¿Con qué agarraba? ¿Con el RB? Ah, también olvídalo. Estuve un rato viendo los controles para ver cómo agarraba y creo que ya fin tenía que mantener una apretada a la X. Pues eso. Ahí está. Sí es más fácil. Aunque yo quería salud.
As they reached her ship, Renato suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach. He was surprised to see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it. I was going to lead the Empire to our secret base, said Lapino. But no, you had to screw up my plan because you still got a thing for her. Renato stared at Zenobia. The kiss, was it real? She said, with a look of indescribable sorrow. She gestured and said an arcane word, and Lapino went flying into the abyss, screaming, "I'm telling your father!" Then she knelt down to cradle his head, and her paws felt very soft and warm. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he'd just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Lapino was a traitor. Renato had suspected there was something wrong with the mad rabbit, but now he knew there was malice behind his goofiness.
Ok, entonces al parecer nos traicionaron. Unas verdades desbloqueadas, parece que tenemos que desbloquear 4.
He'd made bad choices, but now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning, and he realized that his adventure was just beginning. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced, or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, His old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Pues de nuevos viejos amigos, la realidad estaba fuera de tiempo, Reinaldo necesitaba una pieza definitiva, pero Lapino no era lo que cualquiera considera una pieza definitiva. Podría crear algún plan útil, tal vez rescatarlo valía la pena. El antiguo artefacto que derrotó a los dioses perdidos sería el hecho una pieza clave a pesar de que se dividió en dos partes. Hace muchos años Reinaldo podría reconstruirlo consiguiendo su armadura primero. El templo misterioso se había alzado del desierto. El emperador ha enviado a sus cuervos para buscar la piedra Iblis. El milenario artefacto puede contener el poder necesario para derribar el imperio. Bueno, supongo que no tenemos que ir con Lapino y vamos a buscar.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The Iblis stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous. And so, Bernardo went ostrich hunting. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals? Ooh, Renato loved to improve his gear.
Claro que sí, necesitamos más espadas. Pues ya veremos después si tenemos que repetir la pues del Lapino. Posiblemente necesitemos una nueva espada para eso, para abrir nuevas puertas. Vamos a hacer la esencia del juego.
This burning sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
¿Qué más tenemos? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más del poder? Nada. ¿Qué espadas todavía tenemos algo? No, que ya sepa, no. Perfecto, aquí podemos cambiar la espada. Vamos a ir con la de fuego. No sé qué tan buena idea porque estábamos en el desierto y aquí todo es caluroso.
The air here tasted bitter. The steps were too tall for a person. The entire place felt restless, like it had been vexed to nightmare under the dust, waiting for its hour to come around at last.
Que se cayó. Por mi bien.
Ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
Solo de ralentizar el
Haven't you
tiempo
always wanted to do that?
y aumentar la salud. Con eso tenemos. Hay que no. Hay que pegar. No tenemos que usar más energía, eso sí. Rápido, perfecto.
yelling, "Oh yeah, that's how we do it." It was something he liked to do, but only after he'd killed all the witnesses.
Oye, espada errónea. Esto tampoco. Ok. Entonces sí lo podemos abrir.
Sharp? Check. Pointy? Check. Flexible? Check. What else do you need in a sword?
Se ve de rápido que hay aquí. Que me deja con la duda. Nada. Pues nada. Vamos a seguir aquí atrás. Cuidado con las.
What was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
Es energía, perfecto. Esto ya lo tenemos. ¿Qué? Ah. Sí, ¿no? Ahí está. Vamos por ese cobre. ¿Y aquí es lo mismo? Sí. Perfecto.
How could a temple to Iblis still even exist? The transcendent emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long ago battle? Or had Iblis foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy?
Oh, yo no dispongo. Aquí quiero agarrar. ¡Ay! Vamos. No importa, no es tanto daño. Listo y listo.
Where the ravens go? The live ones, I mean.
Cuidado. Vamos. Listo.
The ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
Subimos de nivel. Vamos a... Vamos a poner el gancho. Siento que necesitaremos esa mecánica pronto.
Don't look down, he told himself. Don't look down.
Está intenso. Ok, nos hacemos nuestro camino. Tiramos esto. Y listo. Boss.
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. Who said that? It was the stone. Eager, thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. but they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be emperor. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent emperor to power his greatest weapon. "What's the core?" said the stone anxiously. "If you be dead, I will give you the power to do what you want."
Bueno, ya jugamos y secuestramos a la hija y amiga de Reinaldo, entonces sabemos que es una trampa, creo. Así que vamos a apoderarnos del núcleo.
The stone bothered him. He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy. The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Sky Ripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there. The moment he landed the Farfarer, Renato had a rare feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Swordfu school together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself, except the biggest one, that she was the Emperor's daughter. No, kill Zenobia, whispered the stone, before it's too late.
Bueno, yo creo que lo dejaremos por aquí. Vamos a continuar con esta misión. Nos vamos a matar a la amiga gata. Entonces, espero que la estén disfrutando. Hasta la próxima.